second helping of Sunday Fun Day. I am your hostess with the mostest, the High Priestess Phoenix. I am your spiritual healer, teacher, shaman, seer, oracle, lightworker, starseed, earth angel, mystic, medium, psychic, witch, yogi, guru, messenger of God, child of God, Lilith reincarnated here with another helping of God. God has more for you today. He always has more. Give it a break, God. Just kidding. In order to keep up with me, you would have had to catch what I posted on my community page and any videos prior to this, because they all leak together. We're leaking God's greatness into the world. What did we need to talk about? I'm actually being guided to give you a heads up again, remind you of what March holds for us. And then I'm going to do a quick, tarot read. And then we're going to end with an oracle, and I'm just going to grab one out of the middle. Here, you can see, I'm just going to grab one out of the middle. Fork in the road. Okay. Eventually, that's where we're going to get to, is the fork in the road. Obviously. There's a lot going on in the energy of March. A lot. We're already 2 days into this bullshit. Something happened today. Something happened yesterday. There's more to come, so I want to give you a heads up. I already told everyone about this. Usually what we do is, I'll tell you what it is, and then we tell you again, and then we walk through it, and then we go back and be like, I told you so. Some stupid shit, really, though. Alright, so we're past Embolic. Bridge. February 2nd, celebrating Embolic. Magical Makeover. Alright, Venus retrogrades begins March 1st, and it'll be effect till April 12th. This time is known for bringing forth introspection and reflection on matters of the heart. In addition to affecting your aesthetic appearance and money, it urges us to reevaluate our relationships, values, desires, self-expression, and finances, which I've been highlighting in our messages all week long. It can uncover hidden issues or unresolved conflicts with partnerships and prompt us to reassess our approach to love and self-worth. It is highly recommended to avoid getting married or starting a new relationship during doing any sort of drastic change to your appearance or making any big purchases at this time. Okay. Well, we're not making any big purchases at this time. Hold on, I'm being guided to light some sage, which takes a moment in time. Give me a second. We talked about a lot of this. Mine, of course, came to the surface. My partnership with Russ came to the surface. We talked about money issues. We talked about our appearance somewhat. What did I hear? I heard something. Did you hear something? I heard something. Here, let me give you some sage. They want you to have some sage. I mean, I have plenty. I have plenty. They want some for you. Okay, let's see here. March 2nd, today, 11:22, Mercury, the planet of communication and rational thinking, joins forces with Neptune, the planet of dreams, imagination, and spirituality. We talked about that today in the initiation of air. This brings forth an energy that transcends logical boundaries and taps into the realms of intuition and higher consciousness. We pulled that yesterday in our higher power card. You got to keep up with me to catch the whole story, right? It's an ongoing story for sure. It's a never-ending conversation with you and the universe. All right, let's see here. During this conjunction, you may find yourself experiencing heightened creativity, enhanced psychic abilities, and a deep sense of empathy. Communication takes on a poetic quality as words become infused with emotions and symbolisms. Ideas flow effortlessly as the mind becomes attuned to the subtle nuances of the unseen world. We spoke about all of that today. We talked about that in our Lumerians card, as bringing the unseen into the scene. March 11th, 6:55, Venus and Mercury form a conjunction that combines a blend of energy focusing on how we communicate with others, particularly expressing our needs. This is only intensified more and more leading up to Mercury joining Venus in retrograde journey on March 15th. So from the 11th to the 15th is big. The simultaneous occurrence of these two retrogrades amplifies their effects on our lives, creating significant shifts in communication dynamics and interpersonal connections. It's a time when miscommunications may be more prevalent, resulting in misunderstandings or conflicts in relationships. Speak from your heart now. Full moon, March 14th. The full moon in Virgo lunar eclipse will occur. To celebrate, engage in rituals focused on grounding, purification, and organization. This is an ideal time to declutter both your physical and energetical, clearing out any stagnant or negative energies that may be holding you back. Additionally, working with the earth element, such as herbs like lavender and lemongrass, crystals like periite or fluorite, can enhance your rituals during this eclipse. Incorporate practices like meditation, journaling, divination to gain clarity on your intentions and goals. We spoke about this all day today. We talked about auto writing. We talked about going outside and letting that space fill up for you. However, it is important to note that the eclipses are known for having their intensity and unpredictability. It is advisable to approach any spell work or ritual with caution during this time. Focus on inner work rather than trying to manifest external changes immediately. Take the opportunity to reflect on your spiritual path, set intentions for personal growth, and release any patterns or beliefs that no longer serve you. During this time, we're working on us, not the outside, the inside. That says, here's some extra smoky smoke. They want you anointed. I love that smell. All right, so that's what we got coming up. I'm going to stop right there because then it goes into fucking all this bullshit. Northern Hemisphere, 1900s, the swan. I don't know. Reindeer lynch. I don't know what all this is. The midway point between solstice and equinox. Ontario, Canada. Quiche. Maple microgreen salad, warm vanilla custard, non-flammable candles, all kinds of shit in this book, I promise you. I'm just trying to turn the page to where we'll need it next. Brewing tea, reading the leaves, holy moly, holy shit, teaches you all kinds of shit in here. What's, I don't know, their interpretation of stuff. Embolic rituals, there's lots of this. I do it all, I'm not teaching it all to you. Ostara comes when, I think that's like, give me a second. Tells you all about Ostara. March 20th marks the arrival of spring in the vernal equinox. March 20th. So we got a lot going on, bro. I told you. A lot. Big Aries energy on March 23rd. Okay. So we'll stop there. This month is filled with shit. There's a lot of shit coming at you. It's all about growing and healing in different areas of your life. That's what these planets, you know what I mean, they move around and do. It goes back to Vedic astrology, but no matter what, even if you don't know it, you're going to feel it. There's shit that happens when these planets move around us. They give off energy to us, you know what I mean? Not just to us, but to the animals too. It's to the whole universe. They're giving off, you know what I mean? When they come too close, they give off a certain energy. And that's like me and my twin flames. If we get too close, bro, we're giving off an energy, bro. One hell of an energy. Stand back. So yeah, they just wanted to reiterate that this is a busy time in the season for healing and shit. It always is. We do as much healing as we can to get us started. So we'll get to that in a minute. I just needed you to have something cool to stare at. We're gonna read some tarot cards and see what comes up tomorrow. What's in our, the tower's still on the bottom. Get rid of the tower. This card's trying to fall out already. No, not yet. Let me shuffle. So we're just going to see what the current energy is, what our spiritual growth at hand is, what the outcome is for, I guess, tomorrow, since today's almost gone. I mean, the sun's setting. There's plenty of today you can utilize. I'm not. I'll be crawling in my cavern pretty soon and enjoying the last bit of today. That's how I wake up so early, dude. I don't give a shit. I'll go to bed as soon as I feel it. All right, current energy. Practicality. Knight of Pentacles. Okay, let's check it out. Nine of Pentacles. I went to the Princess of Cups. Queen of Cups. We're doing Pentacles, not Cups. 10. Knight. It's the next one. Nope, it's Princess. Alright, here we go. Charging through the early winter woodland, the Fool comes upon the Knight of Pentacles. Unlike the other knights, this one doesn't seem to be in a hurry to get anywhere and patiently leads his horse through the trees. He has foregone his shiny armor and his fellows and instead wears practical homespun clothes. I am Sylvis, I don't know. He tells the fool, the god of the countryside, I protect the woodland pastures and the fields and their bounties, as well as the parks and the gardens, all the animals that live there, and the people that work in them. I need no temple, and if you wish to seek my help, look for me instead in the trees and the groves. Upright meaning. The King of Pentacles tells you that you will be able to find a practical solution to your problems. It may be that you have to step forward and take charge of a situation or project. Be methodical with your task and look after all details. Now is not the time to follow risky strategies, but stick to your usual tried and tested methods. You are reliable and prepared to work hard to get the job done. You are something of a perfectionist, but this is not a bad thing at the moment. Progress is slow but steady and sure. You may seek help from another person, perhaps at work or at home, or you can be assured that they will meet your high expectations. The knight may be you or a man in your life. He is serious, peace-loving, dependable, and down-to-earth. He cares deeply about the world, the environment, and animals. He enjoys good food and beautiful things, would never go into debt to get them. He may run his own business, but as an employee, he would be solid, trustworthy, and hardworking, a person who will get the job properly. As a romantic partner, he will be loyal and provide a secure and stable home. Very sexy and sensual, though some might find him a little dull and lacking in excitement. Reverse meaning. You are stuck in a rut and life has become very boring. If you want to make changes, you'll have to do things very differently. But this can only be achieved through effort. Gambling to get rich quick schemes are not going to end well. The reverse card is a warning that in a relationship, while one partner might be quite happy to continue with the mundane daily round, the other craves adventure and novelty, and this will cause problems. The reverse knight might represent you or a man in your life. He is a dull and plodding character who dislikes change or novelty of any kind and will resist it stubbornly. Who is that guy that doesn't like change? Well, we talked about that guy, and there's a bunch of those guys. They just want things to stay where they are because they don't know how to conform to change. Dull and boring. Off the top of my head, I saw Bobby. He's very practical. He's dull and boring, though. He's safe. He plays safe. Always safe. I'm not going to take any risks. I don't want to lose anything. Well, you don't seek to gain anything with that kind of mentality either, butthead. That's kind of it. It's like you can really talk yourself out of a good time. All right. What's the spiritual work at hand? The Magician. We talked about this. In full, we took like a whole hour and talked about how it means to take things out of your imagination and bring them into reality. The work that it takes. How you have to use all of the elements to make this happen. We totally talked about this. Let's talk about it a little bit more, shall we? Alright, so after the Pentacles, it does start with the Magician. Having experienced all the joys and sorrows, success and failures of everyday life, the fool is impelled to turn inwards and devote himself to a spiritual quest. That's where you guys are being called. As he enters the realm of the major arcana, the first person he meets is the Magician, who stands in the sunlight before an altar on which a sword, a wand, a cup, and a pentacle, the four magical tools of the four realms of the minor arcana that represent the classical elements that make up the world: air, fire, water, and earth. The fool would like to pick up the tools on the altar and use them, but has no purpose or direction for his energies. The power of the magic is a lifetime's work. The Magician advises him. It begins in the mind and requires a comprehensive knowledge of all the natural laws, and magic can only work in harmony with these. The great hidden secret of nature was written on the emerald tablet of Hermes Trismegistus, the universal law expressed as above, so below, referring to the microcosmo and the macrocosmo. The microcosmo is an individual human, a reflection of the principles of the macrocosmo, which is the totality of the universe, manifested and unmanifested. All aspects of the universe are reflections of a unified whole that underlines and connects them. This means that whatever happens in the greater universe is reflected here in the physical realm, and vice versa, because both are part of the one. By manipulating events below in specific and powerful ways known to those who have studied them, the greater pattern will be affected, and this is the basis of magic. What is magic? The manipulation of energy, spirit. Everything has a spirit. And you can work with the spirit of everything to create. Right? So dark practitioners, you know, they work on your dark sides. They work through your dark sides. Light practitioners, you know, we sit here and we heal you by inspiration, love, and motivation. How do I do that? I use the things of this world. The things of this world to motivate you. And that's what they use, is the things of this world. Okay? I have set up my magic circle to create a mirror of the microcosmo within the macro, my sacred space. It is aligned with to the 7 directions, the 4 quarters, above, below, and center. On the altar are my magical tools, the sword of intellect, and that's your brain, how you think, the cup of emotions, obviously how you feel, spiritual aspiration, the pinnacle of manifestation and crystallization, and the wand of will and focus. All right, imagine a wand is you're pushing your power through something. So it's your will. You're willing your power through the wand. The cup is already filled with your emotions. Okay? You know what I mean? The sword, again, that's my King of Swords, is your intellect. They represent the 4 substances of which everything is made. Thus, I align myself with the one to connect to earth, to the heavens, and bring the power of the divine to earth. You must come into a full balance of those. That's what the pentacle represents. The closure of it is the unity, right? So it's mind, body, and spirit, but it's earth, air, you know, so earth is pentacles, reality. Air is, you know what I mean, swords, your intellect. Wands is your will, right? So all of those, so then wands is fire, swords is air, water is emotions, and your will is the fire. So it's all of those. You use all of this, all of what you're made of to create, if that makes sense. You have to use your emotions with your will into reality using your mind power. You know what I mean? It's all of it together. That's how the magic comes. Let's see. They represent the 4 substances of which everything is made. Thus, I align myself with the one to connect the earth to the heavens and bring the power of the divine to earth. Okay? So, my altars, I have many altars. There's one in my car that has all kinds of shit. I mean, all kinds of shit. There's the ones that I set up for you. Everything is in an altar to it, where it all carries the elements in it, so that I can channel, you know what I mean, through the elements. That's what's in front of you, crystallized energy, right? So then we took the element of air, right? And we took the element of fire, and we took the element of earth. Do you see all that? And when I start pouring out my emotions, and here comes the magic. All right, upright meaning. Something incredible is about to happen. You are feeling inspired that anything is possible. When this card appears, you are the master of your own destiny with the will and tools to achieve your goals, and you know it. The magician represents creation and positive action. He offers a new beginning or an opportunity in which you are able to take the initiative, make good decisions, and thrive on the challenge. But be clear about your underlying motives and intentions, and guard against becoming too arrogant. Meaning, what are you using your power for? Just to boast, just to make yourself big. What did he say? I can show you how to make money fall out of the sky and give you a blonde. That's so superficial. Don't forget that this is a power that flows through you, not one that you own, or you will lose it. And that's it. It's like, God didn't give you such powers, you arrogant bastard. And it's so easy to please you that any blonde with a big fucking bag is going to take you down. Do you understand that now you've shown everyone your fucking insecurities, your deepest desires, and how to manipulate you? I mean, we already knew it. Surface level people are easily manipulated. They're manipulated by the things of this world. You show them something fancy that they want, they'll do anything to get it. Yeah. Reverse meaning. The reverse card indicates an inability to act. You may fear failure, lack self-confidence, or be confused about how to proceed. I just had to stop. It's like, that's pretty much everyone. It's like, I can't do this. Why? I'm scared. Okay. You lack self-confidence or you're confused about how to proceed. Before you go ahead, you need a clear plan of action. You must assess your skills and perhaps learn new ones. And above all, seek advice from those who are more experienced. The magician reverse can become a plausible and charming trickster, a liar, a con man who uses his cleverness to exploit and swindle others. Do you see what I mean? They're wordsmiths, if anything. They have no power. They can use their words to make you believe their bullshit, bro. Are you believing this shit? You believe they have the power to do it? And that goes back to it, going back to the studio, right? The studio, they always are talking about, we can get you on, I can get you on a tour, we can get you working with this person and that person, just tell me what you want. And you got to stand back. It's like, if you've got all this power to put people on, then how come you ain't on? If you know all these people in high places, bro, then how come you're not on? They tell you they can give you something they themselves don't have. That's the first thing you know you're dealing with a powerless person, bro. What are they going to give you? You know what I mean? That's what I mean. Is like, you're taking financial advice from a broke person. You're taking relationship advice from a single person. Careful. Just careful. People manipulate. You don't have to be a magician to be you know what I mean? You don't have to know magic to be a manipulator. Magic is just the manipulation of energy. What do I do with my magic? Banishment, healing, and protection. I don't do anything else. What else do I need? When things are too hard, I need to banish some things out of my life that I can't do on my own. I need help from the fucking earth around me to get rid of shit. When I can't heal myself, I need help. When I feel like I'm weak and I need more protection, I need help. What else do I need out of this world? I need a blonde, a brunette. I need an old priest and a young priest. I need all these things. Or are these things that I can create, that I can be myself and create myself out of myself? Do I not have the skills to pay the bills? It's just, be careful with this. There's a lot of them I've exposed. This is I would say like 40% of my job is exposing these type of people that have put themselves in power over you or someone else. And especially the tarot readers. And that's why we spend so much time in tarot, to show you that it is safe, that this is godly. This is not what he intended. This is used as a divination tool for you to connect with God and find guidance. That's it. You don't understand the words of the Bible? I know there's a bunch of those different books, you know what I mean? And they're all different. That's all divination is, and that's what we talked about in March. This is a time to tap into meditation, divination, getting into, your conversations with God. I spoke about that in the last video. I think it was yesterday. How do you have a conversation with God? You start the conversation, bro, and listen. You have to be quiet to listen. All right, so this is good. Do you understand that we're taking a journey? This is like the beginning of a journey, right? Where's the journey end? Harmony. That's a great journey, bro. That's a great journey. 4 of Wands. That's a great journey, bro. That's a great journey. We're gonna have a good day. Tomorrow's looking good. Today's looking good. It's been good. Are you feeling okay? Or are you on the other side of these? How do you change that? Heal it, bro. You're just holding on to some fucked up feelings that are keeping you back. You're like, I don't know where to start. All of my videos are about healing. Let your fucking conscious be your guide. Let it guide you to a video. There's like a lot of them in there, bro. Who cares what it says? I had to put something on it. There's way more in there than what it says is on there, bro. I had to just kind of put a label on that. YouTube wants to know what the fuck is in this shit. People want to know what's in it. There's more in each of those videos than you ever can expect. Let your conscience tell you what to focus on. That's what we do right here. We look on places to focus on. Areas in our life. Alright, so after we start creating shit, we are feeling optimistic and warmed by the sun. The fool travels on to meet the gracious woman standing beneath the flower bower and dances celebrating the season in the village green behind her. I am Themis, she smiles. My name means divine law. I am the personification of divine order, custom, and tradition. I am the mother of Hooray, embodiment of righteousness, of order unfolding in time. The grower, the fruit bringer, and the plant raiser, justice, peace, order, and law. Honor me and life will be harmonious. But if I am disregarded, nemesis will bring just retribution. The four is a number of stability, and this card indicates a period of completion and steadiness with hard work paying off, festivities and happiness. It can indicate a celebration of marriage or engagement, the birth of a child, a birthday, a seasonal event, and it's one of the most positive cards in the tarot, so enjoy it because you've earned it. But did you? What do you got to do? We just went through them to get on the right side of this. Come on now. All right, so the Four of Wands reverse concerns a lack of harmony or security. You're going through a period of uncertainty and where many things are changing at once. Plans can go awry, and there may be family disagreements, quarrels with neighbors, or problems with friends and lovers. You are feeling overwhelmed and unable to cope, but this is a temporary situation, so don't lose heart. That goes back to the towers. It's still happening. If you're still holding on, then they're still shaking you. They're still shaking your branches. Well, that goes back to this. Sounds like you're at a fork in the road. We call that the crossroads with Hecate. Why did the chicken cross to the road? To say he got to the other side. What was on the other side? He don't know. He's never crossed the road. You know what I mean? And that goes back to one of my favorite movies is Rango. Is my destiny. The armadillo. This is destiny to cross that road, bro. He's got to cross it. He said many don't survive the journey. But he's got to do it. That's what he's here to do. He's here to cross that road. I'll meet you at the crossroad is the song I sing a lot. We meet a lot of crossroads where it's time to make a change for once in our life. We've got to be brave and cross this fucking barrier. We've got to go into this place. Alright, I have no idea what they're doing in there, making all that goofy noise. But let's get into this. What number is it? Is there a number on there anywhere? Yeah, 13. Okay. Like, I went to 30, TikTok. 13. 14? 13. Fork in the road. Essential meaning. Time to make a decision. Considering the consequences as you prepare to act. Owning up to your obligations to make a necessary choice. I'm ready to light a cigarette. Hold on. We gotta smoke to this. We gotta smoke to this. It is time. You're always being asked to make difficult decisions. Only because they think you're ready. And you keep putting them off and putting them off. And then one day you're gonna have to make all the decisions at once and you're not gonna be ready. If you make one decision a week, you know what I mean? That's 52 changes in a year. You literally, like me, can go back and look at your development if you do this type of shit. Every week, you are changing. You can't never be held to some old shit when you change, when you make a difficult decision every fucking weekend. And sometimes in the middle of the weeks, as the planets call. I have made, in the last year, just the last year, I can guarantee you, 52 changes in my life. But I've been doing this for 2. This is my 3rd year. That's how I'm so far advanced, because I keep making these difficult decisions and keep detaching and keep changing every week. We will gain our strength only to face another one on Friday. There's a jingle to this jingle shit. Is God calling you to do it every weekend? I don't think you're on my level. But he's showing you every weekend how it's done so that when you're ready, you can jump on it. But this is what I do. It's a pattern. It has become a habitual pattern of what I do and I teach other people. I am on a marathon to get better. There's no destination because I'm going to get better every fucking day and every week. Every week I change. I make hard decisions to let go of a version of myself to be a better version of myself. Memories, physical things, jobs, relationships, you know what I mean, old fucking, you know what I mean, habits, just all kinds of stuff. I'm always changing. That's progress. But it doesn't happen without you. You are the progress. You have to choose to make changes. It doesn't just happen, but it's always available. And that's it. It's like, you know, my biggest saying is, you know, it comes from Kobe, and it's true. You don't get to where I am without waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning and doing this type of shit 4, 5, 6 times a day. Which is what? Self-evaluation, where I need to make a change. I need to evaluate myself. I need to check myself. I need to check in with myself, and I need to fix myself. I can be better in any area of my life. So 4, 5, 6 times a day, starting at 4 o'clock in the morning, I'm sitting there waiting for them to show me an area of my life that I need to give my energy and my time and my healing to. A part where I could have been better. And I will be better. But I won't be better until I acknowledge this, that I even was not as good as I think I could be, or as good as God wants me to be. This is how it happens, healing. And that's where it is. It's like every harsh memory I gotta face, every attitude I get, every, you know what I mean, negative influence that comes over my body, that is an opportunity for me to heal and get better. By not being bothered by you guys, that's all the power in the world, bro. To be unbothered. Can't nobody touch me. Nothing you say or do is gonna fuck with me, bro. You have no power over me. How did I get such power? By having power over myself. Reclaiming my power to where it's my power and other people don't get a rise out of me. And that's where, you know, going back to dark practitioners, I tell you, manipulators, you get it, you know, con artists and tricksters. You got played. They said some shit. They knew exactly what to say to you to get in your panties or your pocket or your fucking wherever they got to. We all get got. We all get got, bro, because it sounded like good. It sounded good, bro. It sounded good. All right, fork in the road. Oracle message. Every choice has a consequence. You've arrived at a fork in the road, and you are being asked to come to a decision. Will you further your dreams by choosing left or by choosing right? Will you take the road less traveled or the one well worn by others who have come before you? Now this goes back to the pioneer. It's like we're trying to find a better way, not do it everybody else's way. That's really it. That's really it. And that's what I told Russ and everybody else. Guys, if you keep doing it like them, you're going to keep getting you're not getting any further than them. You're just one of them. Are you going to walk the straight and narrow, the unknown, and find a new way? And that was me breaking it down about, you know what I mean, Benjamin Franklin and Albert Einstein over here. He had to keep doing all different ways until he found what he deemed was the right way. None of them are wrong ways. It was in the pursuit of finding the right way. But if you're doing everything their way, then you're just somebody else. You're doing, you know what I mean? You're no better. Like, there's a billion rappers. I'm a rapper, technically. We all do it the same way, or we don't. If I do it differently, I'm going to get different results than you are. If I approach this different, if I follow, and that's what it is, you know, this fucks Marshall all up because, you know, people that study the craft, they study the greatest. But you can't be greater than them. You can't. And that's what I was trying to teach, you know, Russ, and it's like the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. If you want to be greater than those that came before you, you're going to have to make bolder moves. You can't walk in their footsteps. You're only going to be copying them, doppelganging them. You're just another version of them. Every rapper is a version of another rapper. Is a version of another rapper because they were all inspired by another rapper. Marshall says he was inspired by this guy and the other guy. Some of you guys were inspired by Marshall. So this, that, and the other. You're all inspired to be like someone else, but all of you are it's just a circle of shit. That's what I wanted to say with that. All right? So you're being asked, will you take the road less traveled, the one well worn by others who have come before you? This is your choice, yours alone, to make. And that's what I said. You know, I see it. Crying when I was doing that video, I was like, Jesus can't make this choice about Bobby. I have to choose if I'm going to walk in this or if I'm going to keep trying to run away from it. It's like, this is my choice. I have to choose what I'm going to do. They've showed me very clearly the path. And I know where my, fears want to take me, but it's my choice, my action. I have to take action. And that's what they're showing me. I was like, I was crying. I was like, Jesus can't tell me what to do. He can only guide you. That's what I said about the car. I was like, hey, what would Jesus do about this car? I just want to point out, I have gotten no messages from Hertz all weekend. I was like, I told him on Friday, I was like, all right, God, what would Jesus do? He's like, what are you talking about? I was like, well, I know that they close at 4 o'clock today, and they're not open on the weekend, which means I'm not going to get lit up for this car. I was like, do I take my risk and see, or do I follow the rules? He's like, we'll take it back on Monday. We're taking it back tomorrow morning. And that's just the truth. It's like, what would Jesus do? You can't. Jesus wasn't put in this place. You got yourself into it. You have to walk yourself out of it. Like, damn, I'm between a rock and a hard place. Yep, you're going to have to break through that rock, or you're going to just be in a hard place. Do you understand that saying? If you don't break through that rock, you're just going to be in a hard place. I'm a genius. Not really. It's the Holy Spirit inside of me. Be present and do not avoid this junction, for this is an important crossroad. Take heart, and no matter which path you choose, you will have a rich and meaningful experience. All right, dude, there's no wrong way, because you know what happens? You're going to end up right back where you started. If you didn't go forward, you're going to end up right back where you started. That's what happens. It's like, damn, how do I keep ending up here? Because you're not making the right choice. There's no wrong choice. You're just not ready to make that choice. You've always knew what the right choice was. This goes back to my roommate. He knew he needed to go to rehab, bro. He knew it before I needed it. He told me. But he wasn't going to do it. Bitch, you need to leave this guy. I know. I so know. I know. When you're ready. But if not, you're just going to be in this place, this perpetual place of hell, till you're ready to do it. You got to quit that job, bro. That job is killing you. I know, man. I know. Okay, you know it all. Know it. Can't tell you nothing, right, Kanye? You fucking know everything. Then act on that knowing. No, but work through the fears. And that's what I mean. There's some people, like my brother's a good example. Oh, God, as he get to those places of despair and hopelessness, I can't imagine him being in prison. He probably made it. He's in prison. He's all good in prison. But in the sense of this is just their biggest fear. Then they realize they're on fucking, they're in camp. And they just got to act right. And make a friend or two. I'm somebody's bitch. It's not always like that, dude. Anyways, going back to it. That's so funny. American me and shit. No wonder people are scared. They tried to make you scared. Dude, why do you think people go back to jail? It's a community, bro. They miss the brotherhood. It's not all like that. I see it. Shut up, DMX. Talking about fucking... Shut up, DMX. I'm gonna bark at you right now, bitch. Get the fuck out of my face. He said using Kool-Aid for lipstick. He saw some shit in jail. You probably manifested it because you spoke of it before they even took your ass to jail. Motherfucker, what kind of fucked up jail was you in? I'm not even gonna lie, I spent 4 days in jail and there was women offering to eat women out. They were like literally offering. I was like, whoa, bro. I don't know who this invite is for, but I haven't been here long enough to go to that party. Alright, don't break no crimes. You don't want to know about those times. Anyways, going back to You already know, bro. And that's what sucks about my job, dude. People come up to me and I'm like, you already know. I'm just here to confirm what you already know that you're not listening to. And now I got to be all up in your business because God, you know, I got to literally be in your business because you won't listen, because God's all up in that ass. For reals. That's all it is, bro. Why does God put me in people's lives? Because they're not listening. So he sends somebody that you will fucking resonate with that'll get through to you. That's, you know, I talk to all of the gods, and that's it. It's like sometimes I don't know what the fuck you're saying, bro. God, can you send me another message or something? This guy is not making any sense. And that's just it. You're not seeing the signs and shit, but you know, bro. You already know. I'm not telling you shit you don't know. Fucking assholes. You piss me off with that. And then when I come tell you what you already know, you want to act like it's I'm making it up. Where did I figure? How does she know? I didn't. I only know what you know, dummy. Well, that's not true. I didn't know shit about you until, you know. That's really funny. You know. That's what I'm going to put this video called. You know. See, I got to call it something. There's a lot more than you know in this video. Or maybe you don't know. I feel like I'm writing a whole song right here. I'm just too creative. All right, I need some light on this. Shine some light on this. Okay, be present. Yeah, relationship. You've reached a moment of truth in your evolution of your relationship. Which will you choose? To open up to the possibility of love? Oh no. Oh no. You know? Oh no. Or to remain isolated. Damn. I never have no secrets. I told Russ, I was like, fuck, this is gonna be bad. Oh God, fuck. Let me breathe. I'm not ready. Oh no. As I said, I came to acceptance of this. Oh no. Said, I'm ready to love you. And it's okay. You might not be ready, but I'm ready to accept it. I came to it. I was like, dude, you really love this guy. I really do. And my biggest fear was like, fuck, what if you really get stuck with him? No, that wasn't a fear. It was because I really did love him. I really, really did. And then I told him, and then right after I heard him say, I heard his conscience say, would you choose me over, you wouldn't choose me over everyone else, or something like that. And I'm like, are you serious? Who's everybody else? Where's these guys, bro, and their insecurities? They swear, bro. They swear like there's some guy next to me, like, for reals, like there's some dude in my life. I'm like, other than you guys? Nah. It's so funny, because I was like, I'm not going to tell anybody that I told you that. There's certain things I try to keep under wraps. Like, you confessed your love to him. And I accepted. I didn't confess it. I mean, maybe it was a confession. I might need to check those messages. It wasn't me. It was me. Anyways, you've reached a moment of truth in the evolution of your relationship. Which will you choose? To be open about the possibility of love? Meaning, I can love you, bro. I love you. I've always loved you. I can love you. I'm going to stop denying I love you. I mean, I tell you all the time, but I'm going to stop fighting it. That's the thing. You just fight it. I'll stop fighting this now. To remain isolated. Before it was like a pity. I was like trying to get him. Such a runner. Have you guys been watching the tarot reads forever? I am the runner. She's a runner. She's a Jax. The runaway bride, bro. No. I'd be scared. Now you know why, though. I've been through hell and back. I'm like, I am so scared. All right, or to remain isolated. To go deep and commit to mutual passion, or to walk away. This is a time to take responsibility for your truest desire and follow it. Be honest with your heart. or be honest with yourself. I can't read. There it goes. Be honest with yourself about what you are willing to do, invest, and give, and then choose. I mean, that's funny. It's all highlighted. Choose. Do you see? It's like, you can't. I know. It's hard to see out here. Maybe if I turn this up right now. Ooh, real bright. You should see it in the car, bro. It's like, fuck. It's like, what did Amelia say? It's like a hospital light, dude. It's like a surgical light. Like, we're looking inside. I have like 3 of them in the car, bro. We can make it so bright in there. It looks like an alien abduction or something, like the fucking, like the Rapture. Blinded by the light. My windows are blacked out. You don't know what's going on in there. That's why we need such bright lights. It's dark in there. Okay, going back to it. That was funny. This is time to take responsibility. Okay, and it says then choose. And it was funny because then when I heard it, when I said that, he was like, would you choose me? What are you talking about, bro? You cannot make a wrong choice. If you move forward with a relationship, know that it will be based in truth and authenticity. You will have made a conscious decision rather than simply hanging on because you don't want to be alone. Ew. I'm so the opposite. You know this is not me. You know I just totally want to be alone. Like, leave me alone. I'm not this. I'm quiet. You silenced me. No, I'm not. I guess it took, you know. I'm just like looking at this whole thing. Like, there's like things that are popping out. Like, just like, how do you put this into fucking words? It's been a long journey of me denying my feelings for Russ and only working through the shadow feelings towards Russ. And it was a lot of work towards it. You could always see it. Compassion and understanding and forgiveness. But it was still just fighting it. And, you know, and it's equally as stupid, but far more visible as what I did with fucking Bobby. I literally ran so fucking far from it, bro. Like, I can see myself and him coming into my videos and me getting so angry at the very thought of him. Like, why can't you just... And that was God. It's like, why can't it just go away? Why can't it just go away? Dude, your feelings will never go away. Until you actually face them. And some of them, you really don't want to go away. So, I don't know if this is, I mean, obviously, you'll have to make a decision rather than simply hanging on because you don't want to be alone. Or ending things because you're afraid of intensity of genuine connection. All roads lead to the lesson you must learn in your relationships. Regardless of the decision you make, it will place you on a path of a truer experience of the heart. I couldn't admit that it hurt so bad, because then I'd have to admit that I actually cared so much. And I didn't want to care about him. I didn't want to care about them. I didn't want to love them. You can see it. I don't, my ego doesn't want to do this. And I say, it could be my ego, but it could literally be the Lilith. As I will not do this for whatever reason that lies deep within the core of my being. It's like, there's a whole part of me that wants nothing more than to be married and love a man fully. But the most powerful part of me is I just, leave me alone. I don't want to. And it's not that I'm not capable, but it's I limit myself to giving it. Why? Because I'm not receiving it. So it's very conditional that I'm still working through, I suppose. I mean, I love and I love and I love, but when it's like that kind of love, if you go back to it, it's like, it's not that I didn't love you. You can see this whole time I loved you. But I won't let myself, you know what I mean? love fully. It's like, I hate that I love you. I don't want to love you. It's a real feeling that comes over me. I don't want to love you. Why don't I want to? I guess that's what we need to work on. Why don't I want to love you? When I already feel it, why don't I want to give into these feelings? That's what we need to work on. That came out of a deep place. Somebody write this down. Why don't I want to love them? Hey, Milia, write this down. Remind me. Why don't I want to love them? It happens a lot. Where I just don't want to be nice to somebody. I don't want to be kind, or I don't want to, you know what I mean? I just don't want to extend myself. There's something in me that doesn't want to do this. Why don't I want to give freely of what I have to give? Something to think about. And that's always Ross. He brings the deepest, darkest shit out. You dark guy. Imagine, though. That's intensity. Prosperity message. You have come as far as you can on this part of your journey, and now you are faced with a choice. Inherent in the choice is the need for change, for evolution, and for bettering your circumstances. Narrow it down to just a single question. What do I need to become, and what do I need to believe in order to live a life of prosperity? Damn, as the birds flew by, and two of them, I couldn't see what they were because it's dark. I don't need to become anything. I am everything that is prosperous. I just need to take the actions to show the world what I am. Some of you... Okay, so let's see. Who do I need to become? I don't need to become that. I am the priestess. And what do I need to believe? I don't need to believe it. I know that once it all comes. In order to live a life of prosperity. Once I show the world who I am, I will be rich and famous. It all is me. And that goes back to, why don't I want to show the world? Why don't I want to be rich and famous? Why don't I want to be like you? Look at you. I like where I am. I know it's not pretty, but it's freedom. It's not that I like the chaos and I like these painful journeys. Where I'm going next is where I've always been trying to get, and that's, it's took us nearly 2 years to get there. We've been in our car for 4 months, off and on with hotels and all of this stuff. It's like, no, I don't like this. I don't like that. Not like literally where I am right this moment, but I guess that's avoiding the change. I'm just equally as guilty as I go to say this. Is like, I don't want... I wanted to say I don't want, but it's part of my job, so I know I want it. And it's like, I wanted to say I was afraid, but I'm not afraid. I'm just still going through acceptance of it. And that's what this will do. I get these little steps, because the next step is working on the creativity and exposure, right? That's what God has asked of me in the next level of this year. He wants me to work on my creativity, work on some music and exposure. He wants me to start exposing myself, getting myself seen and heard, which it won't take much, because God's going to do it faster than I believe I'm ready. And it's not that I'm not ready, it's just like, again, it's like, are you ready? Nobody stops people before it happens and shows them what it'll look like before it happens. And you know what I mean? It's like, it's kind of like becoming a vampire. It's like, like Rosalie said, just like, I didn't have that choice. I didn't have a choice. I don't have a choice, guys. This is going to happen. right? Some of you guys want to make that happen for your life because you think that's what's going to make you feel good. With great power comes great responsibility, and that's what I'm trying to put into other people and take those in power that have no responsibility being there out. That is my fucking job. So once I become, you know what I mean, famous, I'm famous for taking down, you know what I mean, the takedown, right? There's a lot of responsibility. But at the same time as I'm taking them down, I have to be building them up. Every fucking person I take, every fucking, you know what I mean, every cell that I take down, I have to take all of their followers and build them back up. And that makes me very responsible, bro. And I was supposed to have, you know, a whole army to help me, you know what I mean, guide these people. Because, you know, I can only so many people can relate to me because I'm very hardcore. So I needed lots of levels of voices to, you know, be able to relate to people. Like, dude, I can't talk to her. She fucking scares the shit out of me. Well, go talk to Ali. He's really kind. Ali will talk to her for you. Ali's real kind. You know Ali? He's cool. Go talk to Marshall. Go talk to, you know what I mean? Like, you know, in the sense of unapproachable, sort of, if you will. You know what I mean? And it's like, not that you're the go-to, but they can relate to you better than approaching me. And even that, it's like, Jesus. It's not going to take long for people to realize I'm not like you. I become the biggest fucking freak show, bro. But in the God's freak. A modern day prophet, bro. I'm real. All of this is just to build up to that, bro. And then they put me in this fucking place of fucking power to speak his words to the masses. Not just here. This is just practice, bro. This is bullshit, to be honest, because they say I'm ready, but I'm like, dude, with this mouth, you sure? Are you sure? They're fully sure. And yeah, I'll make it, you know what I mean? I'll try to tone it down. Of course, maybe when I'm looking at people, words won't come out, so I don't know. It's not like I programmed them. You know what I mean? It just comes. It free flows out of it. So that's what it is. It's all, you know, build up to that. The bigger picture is, you know what I mean? Being the voice of God. I tell you all the time, fuckers. I'm not going to do this to be a pop star or a rapper or, you know what I mean, a New York selling Times author. I'm the voice of God, bro. And he wants his messages heard, and I'm just the messenger. But when they realize that this is real, bro, and that there are real God, and that's what I teach you. After they hear my message, they know God, and nobody else can lie to them, bro. And that's why it's so important. God's message needs to be heard again through me. He's asked me to teach the 144,000 who teaches 140 and 140 and 100 until we teach this whole world how to be Christ-like. Who do I need to become? Who I am. What I am is what he wants me to be. And as I say this, who does he want you to become? More of who you are. What do you need to believe? That I won't be alone. That I won't be alone when it happens. In order to live a life of prosperity. But I can't, because, you know, the only thing stopping me is me, guys. Do you not watch me? I'm the biggest cockblocker in my life. My kids turned to me last week and said, when are you going to get a boyfriend? That's sad, bro. I'm trying. I'm trying. There are layers of me from this life and many other lifetimes that have a hard time with this. And that's all God wanted, bro. For me to lay with some man and have a happy life in his garden. This is a wound from the beginning of time, not just this time. And it's sad. It's like I'm doing everything, but I'm also fucking it up. But in fucking it up, I'm discovering, I get better. It gets a lot worse before it gets better. And then you go back to it, it's like, what the fuck was I thinking? That I was gonna, that I could marry Russ and that we were, what the fuck? You, and I blamed it on him, like, you were not ready, which obviously he realized, oh fuck, I'm not that guy either. I never even had a girlfriend. Obviously. And then we start looking at all of our lives and we're like, fuck, none of us are ready for this bullshit. And I start opening it up and it becomes so painful for all of us. The idea of, like, what God wants, this fucking holy union. It's like, holy shit, I can't do what you want, God. I'm so fucked up. Right? And that's why I gotta wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning working on it. What? Trying to fucking me, bro? What the fuck is wrong with me? It's work, bro. And if you feel like that, then I fucking feel you, bro. We feel each other. But we're going to figure our way through this. And that's it. In order to live a life of prosperity. Answer honestly and from the heart. Yeah, you pulled some tears out, fuckheads. There's the water we needed. Told you. I feel like something's blinding me. That light is like blinding me. Then the decision about which way to go will be effortless. I mean, I know where, that's a stupid saying. I know what I have to do. I just don't know if I have the strength to do it. Which is what? Just do it. But I'm not ready. But I am. But we're moving. It's not time. In the sense of they're preparing me, bro. I went through all its stages of it. Did you see, like, 2 weeks ago where I was kicking and screaming and I couldn't leave that fucking hotel room? We're working on it, bro. They're going to give me my little space. They're going to give me a routine, right? So I'll get this trailer and I'll park the trailer and I'll get a little routine. And then from that routine, I'll build a routine of, creative time, where I'll devote certain amounts of time to, music, certain amounts of time. I'll get an actual schedule. Everything has just been chaos. We just stay in the now. And then we'll build a bit of a schedule so where I can, start working on it. It's not going to happen overnight, but it is. I can make you a celebrity overnight. It will happen quite quickly. They're not going to let me get comfortable in this lifestyle, dude. I promised my kids a fucking, stability by the time school started. They're not going to let me. This is just part of the experience. This is part of my dream, part of my desires, is to have my trailer and be, camped out at the campground and, doing all this. But by the fucking fire, writing music and, with my kids and all of it. This is my dream. They're going to give me my dream. They're going to give me what I wanted, but it's not going to last forever. Nothing does. Because at that time, I'll be working towards their calling, which is a bigger part of the dream. Then after that, I can take my trailer and move along and, do all of these big performances and bullshit like it was always seen. Now that abundance is all around you, choose to see it, and it will be easier to settle on a direction. For the way will be made clear by your intuition, which knows how to steer you towards your well-being. Protection message. Indecision is extremely frustrating and will lead to anxiety, loss, and confusion. At this juncture, you can't remain in a place without losing your way altogether. Avoid the tendency to let others choose for you, which amounts to a subtle refusal to take responsibility. Don't give your power away, not even to this oracle. By not making a choice, you are making a choice for which you must be accountable. If that choice leads to undesirable circumstances, take heart. Spirit never tires to give you a second chance. And you can always start again once you've learned the valuable lesson. Alright, especially with Mercury retrograde that's coming up. We go round and round, bro. We don't learn our lessons so quickly. We just don't. And going back to, relationships and all of this, it's like, if you don't choose then you're making the choice. The choice has been made for you, and you're going to go around this fucking merry-go-round again until you learn this lesson and make a different choice when you're later down the line. Meaning you'll always have an opportunity to, that second chance. And third, and God says, how many times is he going to forgive you? Oh my God, bro. It never ends. Going back to Russ, it's never-ending forgiveness, bro. It doesn't matter what it is or whatever was or whatever. It's like I have never-ending forgiveness for him. Through him, I have it for everyone, but especially for him. And where did this all stem from? Him. And when he posted yesterday, I heard it so loud. I was in the car with the kids. I was like, I can hear the ringing in my ears. Somebody's doing something right now. It was so loud. It's the loudest, bro. We had the strongest connection and everything. What happened? I turned it off. I rejected the connection and him. Just like I did Bobby. Just like I did everyone. I turn off to them. And that's where it is. I can love you for 2.5 seconds and then I can't stand you. Is it emotionally unstable, mentally unstable, or is it something far more than that? Is it something spiritual? Is it next level healing? What do you think it is? You're welcome to your opinion, but I'm working on it, whatever it is. And we'll get to the bottom of this bullshit. But I had to, and that's where it is like you're faced with a reality every Friday. A higher perception, and that's where it is. We kept building up. I kept putting him up, and I was afraid to put him up. Don't show him no love, because then he's going to take your love and shit on you. Don't love him. Every time you love him, he hurts you, dude. Don't love him. So I started loving him, and he wasn't firing back. And then, before I knew it, more was coming out, and more was coming out, and more was coming out. Until I just realized that it just is there. Till it was really just right there, in front of my face. And, you know what I mean? And then it was like, are you going to accept your feelings for this man? Like, all right. And, that's what I mean is God, you already know, you're just fighting your knowing. You know what I mean? And all that time, was I fighting Russ or myself? Do you know what I mean? Not wanting to fucking give him my attention, not wanting to love him. Everybody. I don't fucking want to. Like, God is like, go look at them. I don't want to. I don't want to. I'm, again, comfortable being alone. It's all I know. Once I'm putting to people's lives, I have to care. And I care too much. And I don't want to care. Because it takes everything out of me, caring. But, at the same time, I'm the Queen of Cups and, all of that. But, it's just the duality, bro. It's, you know what I mean? I don't know if that's really what I'm called to be as a full Shekinah. If Lilith can really be the Shekinah. It's not about taming, just understanding. I can't change what God made me. Understand that, right? I can only understand it and work with it. There was nothing wrong with Lilith. There's nothing wrong with you. You don't need to change who you are. You just need to understand it and work with it. Do you know what I mean? And there's layers to you, right? So, like, going back to it, there was nothing wrong with Medusa. There was nothing wrong with Saradwin. There was nothing wrong with Baba Yaga. There was nothing wrong with Kali. There was nothing wrong in the way that God made me. I just need to learn how to work that in this life. How to, you know what I mean? How to use that. You know what I mean? Because I can't deny my most powerful, what God made me, right? He made me this. Fucking, what the fuck did you do with me? The fuck is this? Alright, so this is all the levels of my being in this body during this time. But most importantly, Lilith reincarnated. Lilith is here, the first version of myself that God made me, right? I have to play the first version of myself in this life, with all of my, wisdom from all of my other lives put back into my first life, right? And so I have to be me, but the best version of me, but still me. It calls for the Lilith. If he didn't want Lilith, then why didn't he call back Kuan Yin? Why didn't he call back Isis? Do you understand? Why do I know nothing of the Morgan? He wanted Lilith. And Lilith's destiny, to play out here. Because Lilith didn't do what Lilith was made to do. Okay, so now I'm here trying to do his dirty work, but I'm still me. I don't want to, God. And now we have to spend all this time understanding why Lilith would not do what God said, when all God wanted was the best for her. Who's her? Me, bro. Why wouldn't I just do what God wanted? He created me and created a world for me and created a man and everything, and I didn't want it. Do you understand this? And now that still lies within me. The excitement of the world he's given me is there, and still the vengeance of the world that I denied. Does it make you mad that they're taking... Shut up, Adam! No, I don't want you. Then you find out, yeah, I did want your dick. Fine. That's what it is. It's like, oh gosh, do I really gotta live every layer of the Lilith out in public? This is just awful. But that's it. It was just misunderstood. You don't understand what God made me. You demonized me as much as you did all of God's creations and his beings, dude. And that's what I'm here to do, is show you, first off, first things first. He created me first. And I'm a whole shit show. And he created you way, 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 how many years later? And you're a whole shit show. And that's okay. He created us like this. Whole shit shows. But he says we can be Christ-like. And he's showing us how. And we're doing the shit. And by doing the shit, we're not being so much like ourselves. It's, I'm like, I get this so far in the fucking message that I'm like, damn, what the fuck did we start with? Where did we even open this box up into? And now I'm gonna close this. The closure is taking the journey, bro. You can't even possibly know who you are until, like, you're like me and you've done this, like, you took the fucking journey, bro. Like, going back to it, like, talking to Russ, like, the fucking, are you ready to take the fucking journey, dickhead? Like, this is for real a journey where you step out of the life that you had and into the life that God wants for you. But it's baby steps of following a fucking, your inner spirit. It's guiding you to different places and things and feelings, and it's bringing it all up, dude. It's a whole thing. It's called the dark night of the soul. The awakening is upon you. All of my teachings up into this whole weekend was they just keep getting more and more intense since we started this year. Really good teachings, of course, and they're only going to get better. Practice makes perfect. No such thing as perfection. But in the sense of, we are really, diving deep into the fact that the awakening is upon you, what it looks like. Every week I'm teaching you and more about it, and we're touching different subjects, and we will continue to do so. I have plenty of videos. I've been on YouTube for a year now, and we did pretty good. We're at like 361 fucking subscribers. I appreciate all of you for, whatever you're doing over there, and I really do. I don't know what you do here, but I hope, dude. That's all I can do, because what else am I doing this for? I'm doing it for me, but the documentation is God's work saying it's for you. I don't really want to tell you the worst parts of my life, bro. I don't even want to face them on my own, but let alone document them for the whole world to see. I've done it long enough that I'm confident in it, that when it comes out on the front stage, people might be gasping, but it's just me doing what I do naturally, right? Which is pulling these darknesses out for everyone to see. But the reason God calls me to do it is so that you can see that that darkness is okay. You know what I mean? Taking you through Dante's Inferno, taking you through what God calls as this divine comedy, as they're sitting back, having a good laugh, as we're, tearing through the edges of our mind and our emotions to get back to God. It's a lot of shit. So that's what the cards were really talking about is, my 2 lessons today, they should be attached. Everything should attach to each other, and they always do, is about the awakening, about, taking that time to meditate, taking that journey, making these very difficult choices to walk away. And, start this, take the initiative. This one was the initiation by air, and the last one was initiation by fire. I think we did the initiation by water. We're going to be talking about the next one was your Merkaba, and I was trying to explain that. Now after you're initiated, now you're calling in the game. You know what I mean? After you've been disinfected and shit, and you got washed down, now you're out there to go play the game. And your Merkaba will start calling in, your challenges. It's for you to overcome your healing strategies and all that stuff. That's where I come in and kind of guide you through this shit and how it looks, and so you don't get lost in it and how to overcome it. You know what I mean? Don't get lost in the dark of your feelings and shit like that. But if you're not ready now, again, new people, I've got 3-year-old people that still haven't jumped on it, and I'm trying to still get the new people or the old people on, but new people are always welcome. If you're ready to dive into your healing, like seriously, then you'll know what God's telling you to get rid of first. There's a lot of things you need to change in your life, but that first one that's going to make the biggest change. Getting rid of it is having faith. You're already starting. That's where it starts, bro. It's like you're beginning to walk in faith and hope. You believe. Belief is faith and hope, bro. You believe that if you do this, something good will come. That is faith and hope. You're starting your journey of faith and hope. When you walk in faith and hope in God, He will not forsake you. He is going to make you stand in that faith and hope for a minute, though. That's it. Even Jesus got weary. Like, bro, you're not going to forget me. Don't forsake me, God. You said you were coming. God, I'm up here. Don't forget about me. I just quit my job, God. I just quit my job. You told me to quit my job, God. God! Yeah. If He tells you to it, He called you to it. He'll get you through it. But it's not going to be a cakewalk, bro. It's going to be intense. If you quit your boyfriend, bro, that shit's going to be intense. You're going to feel good about it for a minute when you change your label to single, and then you're not going to feel so good about it. And then you'll feel good about it, and then you're not going to feel so good about it. And then you're going to find some memory of him and you, and you're like, oh my God, this is so much. And you're going to be like, I miss sex, and I miss this, and I miss. And it's like, whoa, Mercury retrograde, don't go back. Don't go back to where you came from. You can always go back. They'll always take you back. Remember why you left, because you believe something's better out there. Don't force it. You got to heal it. It's not going to, it just doesn't miraculously come up to you. Truthfully. And maybe it does, and you're not ready for it. Ooh. Such a mirror on the wall, right? Hey guys, that's the message for tonight. The awakening. It's always about the awakening. We need to wake up. That's what I said earlier, was the wake-up call. It's a wake-up call, bro. And I even know, we know what we need to do. We know what God's calling us to do, what our next level is. He knows, we know that. The next part is walking in our feelings. That's the hard part, bro. Walking in your feelings. So then, like, God called me this weekend to walk in my feelings towards Russ. Oh, God. He's like, why is this so hard for you? Don't you love him? I do. All right, then. Stop fighting it. And that's just it, is when are you going to stop fighting You know, start fighting for the things you do love and stop, you know what I mean? Fighting it, you know, fighting the things you love and start fighting for the things you love. You're fighting it. The only thing standing in front of you is you. I promise you, that's what the whole saying is. We're holding ourselves back by our own limiting beliefs, by our own fears, by our own attitudes and unhealed behaviors, our insecurities. I really didn't feel like Russ wouldn't have me. Until he started acting all superficial. I still don't think that. To be honest, again, jealousy was not a thing. It's not really. I didn't think that. I did think that about Bobby, though. If he knew how fucked up I was, he wasn't gonna fucking... He wasn't gonna fuck with me. That didn't stop him at all. I did, and that's what it is. It's like... That was my biggest thing in the beginning. It's like, dude, I have to fix myself or he is never going to actually fuck with me. And the last time I saw him, I stood right in front of him. And I was like, isn't it crazy that I was that sick, that crazy, and didn't even know it? And he looks at me with compassion and pity and understanding. He's like, most crazy people don't. He knows he's talking to an absolute crazy person that's madly in love with him. That's not why I was crazy. The love wasn't crazy. My life was crazy. The love I have for you is the realest thing that I know that won't go away. Everything else just seems to fade away in the memories. And that's why I said these feelings don't go away. We just don't act on them. We just let them sit there. Not today, Satan. Oh, man. I'm in a fucked up place. This is always a scary place. I always feel very scared about Russ. I'm more scared. I'm not scared about any of them like that. I wouldn't be scared if Marshall walked up. I wouldn't be scared if I ran into Bobby. I wouldn't be scared of any of them. But I would be scared of Russ. Why? It's not that he's powerful. It's because I love him. I can't not be nice to Russ. I can't... It's like this thing. Like, that was it. My biggest fear is it's Russ. Out of all these guys, it's Russ. That's my biggest fear. That's funny, huh? So then, like, there's a lot of these videos throughout the journey of, like, when I'm like, all right, I'm gonna reach out, I'm gonna be brave and try to be try to love him. And man, he'd be so mean after I did it, and I'd hate myself for trying. I'm like, why did you do that? And then I'd be like hating him, like, you're not even worth it. Why did I even fucking bother with you? But I always kept trying. It's like you're gonna fucking stick your hand in the... God told me, dude. I can't. I'd be trying not to, bro. And God be like, just love him. I don't want to, God. Please don't make me, God. But it's not hard. I love him very much. It's just like, I don't want to, God. I love Russ. And that's what it's like. He's he's like the one that's always there. Like, so consistent. Like, always there. The other ones, they come and go. There's always Russ. It's like, you're like, always, bro. Always. This whole journey, always. It's always been. It was always you. The Always You tour. I can't stand you, Russ. He did everything to get under my skin, and it's like, that's what I used to say. I was like, dude, is this marriage forever? Like, forever, ever? It kinda is, bro. Do you know why on 1, 2, 3? Because as long as there's Lilith, there has to be Lucifer. Because only Lucifer understood Lilith. You don't... Marshall gets me. But Marshall is his own god, bro. I don't know how to explain that. He can only go so deep. Where Russ can just sit there like... Such a fucking demon, bro. Demon. But it's... I don't know how to explain it. And that's it, as I can shift through all the energies. As I shift through the energies, I shift through my other partners. But I'm Lilith. And Lilith had two partners. She had Lucifer, and she had Adam. And that's why those two are always... I can't be in one without the other. You're like, there's more stories, yeah. There's other ones, yeah, I know. But it came down to these two. God gave me a partner, right? That I denied, which was Adam. I didn't want him to be my... No. But then I chose Lucifer. Which is, you know... It's not so much Russ, it's his spirit, bro. It's his spirit. You don't know the spirit of Lucifer. You have this idea of Satan and and the devil and blood-sucking, worshipping, and all this weird stuff. You got the fucking Lilith all fucked off. I mean, honestly, so I'm not surprised. But in the sense of that's not what God created Lucifer. And that's not what God created Lilith. And they became, you know what I mean, they became the rulers of darkness only because God created them as such. He didn't. You don't understand. You couldn't possibly. Like, your mind couldn't possibly grasp God's, you know, bigger purpose and plan. But in the sense of, back to you guys, original twin flames, perhaps you accepted God's, you know, this man in your life that God created for you. And this has always been your person, and you know your person, and you've known them all your lifetimes. I mean, I've known all of them all my lifetimes. Marshall Moan, many lifetimes. I didn't stay in hell all my lifetimes. That was only one lifetime. But Lilith's lifetime lasted forever. Back then, we didn't... Oh... That's even the Egyptian lifetimes. Fuck. He started cutting down the years. But a lifetime? Oh, fuck. That's Loki. He's like, everyone dies. He's like, yeah, give or take 5 million years. I've only been here like, 200 million years. You've been here, 2,000. Yeah, we all die, yeah, eventually. Fuck. Never. Going back to it, it's like, it's a love story. So what happens? I don't know. The Antichrist, right? Is that what happens? The story? That's not God's plan. That's a crazy ass story you guys came up with, though. That's a good story. I like it. The imaginations of the dark places. Your dark places come up with some great stuff. Going back to it, and that's how it would be. That's how it's perceived. That's how it's perceived. And that's how it would be either way. I'm always looked in the dark light. Because you painted a dark light on her. Just as you did Mary Magdalene. As soon as you say Mary Magdalene, or you say Jezebel, or you say Lilith, or you say fucking Hecate, or you say Medusa, or you say any of these names, bro. You say my name, it comes with a bad rep. So I'm here to clean my name, ultimately. You know what I mean? Because God didn't make anything bad. And I'm here to clean all your guys' names too. And then, exactly as Jesus told you, you are forgiven and he's calling you home. Is the big story. And that's the awakening, and, let's get ready. Tomorrow's Monday. We'll be in our minds about this. Be like, oh man, what did you do this weekend? You told Russ you loved him. You told the world. What did you do? Oh, fuck, you can't take that back. Oh, fuck. Actually, I'll take the car back, and I'll be like, oh, fuck, now what am I gonna do? That's really about to happen first thing in the morning. Another ego death. No, I'm ready. I wasn't ready. Now I'm ready, in essence. What happened? Well, the battery light went off, so that could have been, just God fucking with me. He does it all the time. He always puts these big red flags or a big red battery light on my car to make me freak out about some shit, just to make me deal with my fears and get over it and trust him. Thanks, God. I trust you. Anyways, so, that's what he does. It's all about trust and faith, bro. Do you trust that he's got you? Do you trust that he exists? That's what Jesus said. Proclaim out of your mouth, I do believe in God, that there is a God. I ask this God to forgive me of my sins, to wash me clean of my sins, to be baptized in the Holy Spirit, and to walk in the righteous path of the Lord. Amen. With all heads bowed and blah, 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 blah. I'm not that yet. We'll get one. When that part of church comes in, I promise you I'll have somebody else come and do that part. They can do... That's a better part for somebody. I feel like that's a manly part. With all heads bowed and blah, blah. And maybe I should just watch some church and practice. In the sense of what man is going to do that for you. Here I go again. Here she comes again with that bullshit. With the high priestess moon all in my face, the crescent moon. Okay, I'm trying. I'm like, a man. That sounds good. No, there's no man. Forget. I'm working on it. In the sense of, that's what Jesus said. Proclaim that there is a God from your mouth. Ask him for forgiveness and be baptized in water of your sins. Okay? You can do this in your bathroom tonight by yourself. It's a ritual you do with God. You know what I mean? It's like, God, cleanse me of my terrible fucking thoughts and feelings. Cleanse me of all of my experiences, God. Cleanse me of these evil things. And then you're like, don't be all wicked and shit. Be like, your thoughts are not wicked. You're just like, you gotta work through them. They're all twisted and shit. You watch too much TV. It's like, I was thinking about people that are like, chastise themselves because of their fucking feelings and shit. It's like, why? No, it's really funny, dude. I gotta tell you this story. It was so surprising. You have to go back to my videos. It was right between mine and his birthday. So it was like between November 17th and November 30th. Right? I'm talking about it. And he tells me he just wants to be my friend. And that we're not going to have any kind of, intimate relationship. And I lose my shit. And I start crying, not to him, but like as I'm reading this message, and I get all insecure and I get all fucking butthurt, and I'm like really upset that he has said no to me. And I'm like, unbeknownst to me, because for the last 2 years I've been yelling at him that I don't want your fucking dick and I'll never fuck with you again, and that was the biggest mistake of my life, and fuck you, and you're a trash dick, and da-da-da-da-da-da-da. And he's like, I'm not giving you no dicks. You don't have to worry about that. And I was like, wait, what? But what if I... And then so this comes out of my mouth, and I'm like, you wanted some... I'm like, oh my God, I wanted it? I obviously did. I'm crying about it. This is serious. I got serious problems. And then I started doing these teachings. Then it gets worse, right? I'm telling you, it gets into Christmas, and I'm like crying doing these teachings. I can see them. Where I'm like, I'm sexually frustrated, I think. I don't have the thoughts. I have all these feelings. And I don't know what to do with them. Help me, God. Please. Why did you give me these feelings? Please. He's a married man. God. Anybody else, please, God. I'm Lilith. That was Adam. He's got an Eve. So does Russ. Are you a Lucifer or an Adam? You're confusing me now. I thought you were something more godly than that. I didn't think you were a basic bitch like this, dude. Just kidding. Doesn't change my feelings for anybody. I just talk a lot of shit around this shit. Anyways, going back to it, yeah, like, I didn't know how I felt. I mean, obviously I felt that way, but I didn't know, I wasn't denying the feelings. For sure. That was what was funny. It was one hell of a show, right? It's one hell of a show. This whole show is like trying to open up to your feelings, bro. It's the divine feminine awakening. What is your divine feminine? Your fucking feelings? What are you gonna deal with first? The fucked up ones that get in the way of the good shit, that won't let you have good feelings because you're all fucked up about some bad shit. And the only way you're gonna get any better is working at it. And hopefully you don't have to work as hard as me at 4 o'clock in the morning. And if I don't go to sleep, I'm not gonna be ready for it. I still have work to do because now I poured all this out, and once I did pour all this out, I opened up more shit. This is just cleaning out the closet. Shut up, Marshall. You and that shit ass song. That's it, Marshall. It's kind of funny, Russ. I gotta explain this to you. As much as you are in competition with everyone else, if they thought for a minute I was gonna give myself to you, they'd all feel like they were gonna lose. It's really the truth. It's really the truth. You thought you'd lose me to them, but in all actuality, they're afraid to lose me to you. Funny how you don't see things. You only see things the way you want to, through your own pains, through your own patterns. That's what I said. Who are you in competition with? And that's what he's always been trying to do, is compete. It's super funny. He's been trying to compete for my love, and I've been denying it, but it's all there all the time. We've just been loving the shit out of each other in this fucking huge fucking ego war. Nobody gives me more time and energy, and nobody's closer than Russ in my energy. I mean it. I so mean it, bro. Like, all the time. Like, if you don't get it, and I had to accept it. It's like, he is always there. Just always. I was like, is this forever, ever? Forever. He's like, forever gonna be there? Like, forever gonna be there. And that's it. It was a forever promise, bro. And nobody else is there, I'll be there. In your darkest hour, I will be there. And that's the truth, is like, that's what brings me to all of them, is in their darkness, I'm there. But who's with me in my darkness? Russ. He's there. He knows when I'm hurting. He can feel it. They showed me today. They showed me him telling me that he knew when I would hurt. He could feel it. It's funny because I know what, you know what I mean? We just have this inner knowing. But it's not just limited to him, but it's with all of them, but strongest with him. We could literally have total conversations before I cut it off. I cut all this off, bro. I cut all of it off. And as I open it up, it's starting to open up more and more. And what is it? My heart. My ego cut it off. My heart didn't. We're still connected. For sure. And that's it. You can watch all those videos and you can see. That's what I mean, is like, I can feel them. I know when they're posting. I know when things are going on. I know when things, you know what I mean? We can feel each other. But that's it. It's like, you know, when they're in their dark spaces, their hearts call to me, because that's a feeling I know. But when I'm in my dark spaces, who's there? He's there. It's in all the videos, dude. He's there in the darkest spaces. And that was it. When I was going into the light, I saw him there. And I was so freaked out about the fact that he even was there. I'm like, how? I went screaming at him the next morning. You motherfucker, I don't know what you're doing, but I'm gonna fucking kill you. Like, why don't you just go away? He was never meant to go away. He played the biggest role in this. His job is to, you know what I mean? It's just like that. It's like, it's almost like Pac, bro. It's not that he was pulling me into the darkness. He was pushing my darkness out. But that's what I do to him too. It's vice versa, bro. It's vice versa. What he does with it, what we do with it, are two different things. What everyone does with it is a different thing. When I push your darkness out of you, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to stuff it back in with alcohol and food and drugs and sex and material shit? You know what I mean? Success and power? Or are you going to let it come up to the surface and let it fucking kind of kill you? Like it did Marshall. Like it did fucking, you know what I mean? Like it did Logic. Like it did fucking Royce. Royce has been quiet for over a year, yo. Almost. You think he's a quiet person? You think he's not doing nothing, bro? Even when you're not doing nothing. If you're not doing nothing, then you're sitting with your thoughts and your feelings, bro. If he's not in the clubs, and if he's not there, and he's not that, he's present, bro. Being present is the hardest thing. Because you have to sit with it. It comes up. What do you do with it when it comes up? So this whole journey is like, you know, he's pushing it out of me, but I'm reflecting it back at him and his lifestyle. His lifestyle is darkness for both of us. His darkness is reflecting my darkness, and we heal it. So then when he can't reflect a certain level, then we go over and Marshall has those levels. Allie has those levels. Lewis has those levels. Royce has those levels. Logic has those levels. Mike has those levels. Fucking Bobby has those levels. Tree has those levels. All of these guys have these levels of darkness that they reflect back to me, that boils mine up so that I can heal not just mine, but show you how to heal yours. Give peace to your demons that are, you know what I mean? And it's really your lifestyle. It's like you're just living your best life, but your life is fucking angering and upsetting. And then it's like, you know, going back to Bobby, it's like, why do I have to give up my life for you to feel loved? Bro, there is no love in your life. What are you talking about? Going back to Russ, I'm proud of you, Russ. I'm proud of you because I realized that too. It's like, you know, his mommy. Like, that wasn't easy to start putting distance between him and this woman that, you know, he spent every breaking moment with, and it was his best friend, and, you know what I mean, was his everything. Now, mind you, he replaced that woman with another woman. You gotta be careful not to do that type shit. But in the sense of he had to find, you know, he broke through that. And that was the biggest thing, dude. That was like forever long. Like, you know what I mean? Forever. Like, are you ever gonna heal this? That was a long journey, dude, where he had to, like, you know, step back from his mother. And that's, you know what I mean? That was part of it. There was lots of different parts where he talks about, you know, he tried to stop drinking, but then, you know, you again, like the cards say, is, you know, the ego is programmed. The self always comes back. You know what I mean? When you get into a position, your programming is to handle this like this. It's like, oh, when I go here, I have a drink. It's like, oh, I got to reprogram that. You know, at this time of day, I always stare at the refrigerator. Oh, I got to reprogram that. You know what I mean? There's these programs to it. So it's not to say he hasn't changed. It's just that, you know, we slip back into our programming. It's called backsliding. You know what I mean? We get back into our comfortabilities of what felt good because we felt so bad. You know what I mean? We get tired of feeling bad. We want to do something that feels good. So we try to go back to what felt good. And then it just makes us feel even worse. It doesn't feel good anymore. It feels worse. It was like it used to feel good, and now all of a sudden it feels worse. So there's a lot of that. And it's like, you know, as much as I've been on this journey, so has he. He's been with me this whole journey. You know what I mean? And he never leaves me on this journey. To say, you know what I mean? To say that I would go and get married and move on like there would be no. Russ is always there. They're always, you know what I mean? And it's probably me putting him on the outside that made himself, that I don't know, Russ. Let's mirror this shit. Let's be fully transparent, bro. You put yourself on the outside. So after a time, I put you on the outside. You always stood outside. You never wanted to... Lucifer, Lilith. You never wanted to be part of it. You want to be part of it, but you don't really want to be part of it. You want to be part of the industry. You want to be accepted by the industry and respected by the industry, but you don't really want to fuck with the industry. You don't fuck with the industry. Am I talking to you, Russ, or am I talking to you, Logic, or am I talking to you, fucking Mike, or am I talking to you, fucking Marshall? You want all, you know what I mean? You want all respect from the industry, but you don't fuck with the industry. And you ain't got nothing nice to say about the industry, but you're all about the industry. Are you in or are you out? Right? So, Russ, you always being an outsider, it's like, you know, I put you on the outside. No, you put yourself on the outside. And I just allowed it. I just, you know, and that's what I always say. There's Russ on the outside playing with the sticks and stones. He don't want to come and play with us. He wants to, you know what I mean? He wants to find a way to, you know what I mean, be better than us. He don't want to play with us. He's better than us. Lucifer, why don't you want to be with the other angels? You want to be better. You're plotting and scheming how you're going to take over. How I'm going to take over the industry. How I'm going to take over heaven. How I'm going to take over the charts. How I'm going to take over. Come on, let's just play. Let God take care of everything. You see that? You saw that focus on the 144? Yeah, bro. Focus. I don't know. If you want to try again, you want to take over some shit and see how it works, okay, take over. Or you could let God take over. It's a lot less stressful. I mean, not really. Dealing with your feelings is a lot of work. But the miracles that he takes care of is pretty fun. As you're sitting here crying and shit, you see the fucking fireworks of his works. It's pretty awesome. It gives you a smile. It makes you feel special that he's taking such good care of you while you're taking care of you. It feels good. Before you know it, you'll be in a place where you could take care of others. When you're ready. Like me. Are we ready? I'm working on it! Let's work on it. Hey, I love you guys. Later, taters.